Well, today on the workbench, I have something here. I do very little in-scale, even though I have an in-scale layout. I don't do very many in-scale installs, but I do have something a little different today. This is an MNP dual motorized track cleaning car. And you can read that right there. This is a DC version. They make these in DCC, and I got this one off of eBay for next to nothing. But what I want to do is convert this over to DCC. I have a Soundtrax decoder here. I may have to, we'll have to zoom out. So I have this little DCC decoder from Soundtrax. And there's the part number up there. You can read that. It's a 2-function decoder, so it'll run a motor and some lights. But other than that, that's all it does. The other thing I'm going to do is I am going to upgrade these trucks to some Kato trucks. Can't even talk today. These are the caboose trucks to pick up electrical power. So we'll put them on, and these things are really simple. Body just pulls off of them. This is a Micro Trains high cube box car with a small motor, and it looks like it's got there's an ounce of weight in it right there. Now the way they've got this is a pretty heavy wire, and I don't know how well this thing would run or track around, but it seems it's fairly stiff. So we're going to put a smaller gauge wire on that and put some body mount couplers on it. Some Micro Trains body mount couplers that we'll throw on there. So basically we're going to redo this whole car. But anyway, let's get right into it. Yeah, let's see. We'll pull this screw out. Now I've done the HO scale cars. I think I've converted over 3 of them. I haven't done any of these N-scale ones. I have 2. I'm getting ready to build another one. So I may end up adding a little more weight to this. But I'm going to go ahead and let's see. Should have had my soldering iron on. We'll get these wires off of here, and then I'll probably pull the motor off and mount the couplers. So there's that. Get that soldering iron hot, and I'll touch those. Probably cut them off, but what do I want to do that for? See if that'll heat up. There's that one. And there's that one. Now I don't know if this is an original set of trucks to this thing, but the way they pick up power on that, it doesn't look like it would be a very reliable connection. So that's why I want to upgrade these. I'm trying to read, can't read what that says on it, but so we'll set those over there. Like I said, I'll pull this motor off. It's just got two small screws, but that'll let me work on the body a little easier. We'll get those couplers mounted. There's that. Wipe the oil off of it. Shim one here. Okay, there's that. Put it on the top of the desk, dummy. So there, got that mounted. Let me mount the other one, and then we'll put the trucks on it and see how accurate they are. That one there. And if those are good, the way they are, I'll take and glue them down. So there's one pickup. There's the other. Do have some little bushings there that go in. More screws. hitting the truck up there, but we'll get that straightened out. Then we'll put it on my little test track here. It rolls nice. And I think, yes, it is high. Which I figured that. So we're a little on the high side. So there's what it looks like from the side. We'll have to drop that down. Probably, let me see. Might be able to just put one more shim underneath of it. And I believe that would take care of our height problem. Not sure what kind of radius we're going to get out of that. But, alright, I'm going to turn the camera off here and then I'll work on lowering this and we'll go from there. Okay, we've got our trucks on, our couplers are on, and they are at the right height. So the next thing we'll do is we will get our decoder out, and I did show you that. I believe there's the part number for that, 851002 soundtracks. And this should be a rather simple install. I'll turn my soldering iron on there. Still got the motor off of it. Of course, that'll set back in there. But what we need to do is we'll have one side, there'll be a red wire on one side, and there'll be a black wire on the other. And then we'll connect that all up to this. Now these 3 wires on this decoder I won't need because they're for lighting functions. I'm not going to put any lights in this car, but I will save these. So I'll just end up cutting those down right there, and then we'll do something with them when we go to do our wire management. But the red and black are the track pickups. Gray and orange are for the motor. So, no time like the present to get started here. We'll flip this over on its side. Well, I was hoping I could hold that with my pliers here. Maybe I'll get out one of these third hands. Just hold it. Hold it that way. Okay. That way you can see that, and I don't have a bad angle at it. We'll go ahead and little flux both of those. Clean that off a little bit. Roll of solder here, and for some reason it has fallen inside the box. Okay, now we'll go ahead and should have soldered these before I mounted them to the car. Yep. I may end up taking that off. We'll have plenty of solder on that tip. There we go. Clean that off a little bit. I don't like that. I've melted into the double-sided tape there. That stuff stinks. There we go. The other side here. Burned myself, but gotta watch the irons. Okay. There's that. You can see there where I burned myself. Now, I'll end up mounting that on one side, probably just like that. And I'm going to leave them a little long, I think. We run these down through this hole here. Get them out of the way. That'll go in there. Let's see. I'll end up splitting this wire so I can run my other red up to meet that. That already has so it's already tinned, so I can take and hook that. First, what I want to do, I'm going to strip my wire just a little bit. That way I'll have that to fasten to my other truck. Same thing on the other side, on the black. But I want to take and I'll put a couple of pieces of heat shrink on there. So I'll cut them. Go ahead and put one on the black, or on the red, I mean. And then I'm going to go ahead and fasten it. To this side. Well, for some reason, just having a difficult time here today. Let me get a piece of red wire. Got this ESU wire, and I know that it looks orange, but it is red. Put that back. And then I can just strip that off just a little bit. Put some flux on there. Then I'll tin the end of that. There's the red. Now I can take and I'll slide my heat shrink back that way. I do not need all that wire. Get that stripped. A little bit of flux. There's that. A little bit of flux. There's our red. And I've got enough flux on there, it's sticking to my fingers. There we go. There's that side. Flip this around. Go ahead and put my piece of heat shrink on here. That way I won't forget it. And that side's already got solder on it. There's that. Get a little solder on that wire. There's that. Now I'll get me a piece of black. And I just got to find the end of it. There we go. I'll put that away. That's a 36 gauge wire from ESU that I'm using. Strip the end, flux on that, tin it up, There's that. Now I'll just strip this end a little bit. We'll tin that up. Okay. I'm going to move this over to here. I want to finagle that around. There's my pickups. And I'm going to leave all that loose right there until I go to, I'll test it, and then we'll hook up everything. Now I'm going to go ahead and put this motor back on. Get out my small screwdriver here. Get everything lined up. Screws back in. There's that. Now all I need is my two gray wires, or my gray and orange wire. I'm going to mount that. Actually, I'm going to leave that loose for right now. But I'll cut these off about here. Strip these. That has solder on it. All I got to do is tin these two wires. Get some flux on those. Since I'm not worried about direction on this, I'm just going to put them on. Okay. Have everything attached. Put that up. Turn my soldering iron off there real quick. And before I finish that up, I'm going to put it on a test track. See if we have power. Get some stuff out of the way there. And pull that over. Get this up here to where you can see it. Plug in DCC. And I can hook it up. I've got a steam engine up there on my upper track. Okay, we're all hooked up. No shorts. That's the other one. Anyway, Loco 3. Let's see what we have. Oh. Forgot to hit enter. Well, it's running, and that thing is quiet. Wow, is it quiet. There, I can just now hear it. It's up to about, I've got it up to 16 on the throttle. I don't know if you can hear that running or not. There's 28 on the speed steps. But yeah, anything up to 16, I can't hear. And it does start to move at speed step 1. So we're good to go. So I just need to do a little wire management here and clean that off a little bit, and then I'll be back. Alright, well here's the finished product. And I've got it setting up on a little test track here. I'm going to turn it on. You'll see it lurch one way or the other here in a second. Let me ramp this up real slow. You'll be able to see the disc down here spinning. There, see, you can see that spinning. And that's really all this does. Of course, now I'll have a locomotive on it. But that'll polish up the tracks and keep everything clean. It'll probably walk itself right out of frame here in a second. Yep. There it goes. Let me ramp it up a little bit. Exit stage left. Yeah, alright. Well, it doesn't want to go any further. Wonder if it'll walk itself back on. Nope. Alright. Well, that's it for this project. For what it is. Alright. Thanks for watching.